social distancing signs, and then Anna will have you right over there.
Hey, good morning, sir. How are you? I am better than I deserve. Good, sir. Okay, so we are good to go? Okay. Good morning, everyone. This is, it's Monday morning, and thank you for being here this early. And as you all know, we are kind of in the phase of getting back to normal in Fort Bend County. And of course, the problem is still here, but we wanted to get back, and we are doing everything possible to make sure our residents are little by little, phase by phase, getting back to normal life. And as you all know, government passed CARES Act, and the share of that money came to Fort Bend County, which is that money is being distributed for so many reasons. You are aware of, you have a, I'm sure you are aware of all that information, but while we are distributing that, in the process of distributing that money, I realize we have to take a balanced approach. That means we have to support our small businesses, we need to support our Health and Human Services Department, and also all the activities related to COVID. And also at the same time, there is a lot of people are struggling in Fort Bend County, and they are our brothers and sisters. It is absolutely our duty to make sure we are supporting those who are really struggling. They are in the process of getting kicked out of their home, or they don't have money to pay utility, or things of that nature. That's the very reason why Commissioners Court approved around $19.5 million for rental assistance for next several months. It's starting today, and also I'm very proud to say that we dedicated around $2 million for utility assistance. With this, and I just wanted to say, I just want the listeners, the viewers, today the program come online, and I encourage you to go to Fort Bend County, actually Fort Bend County Text, FortBendCountyTX.org, and to sign up for that if you think you need to apply for it. TX.gov, FortBendCountyTX.gov, and as you can imagine, I'm just kind of waking up. And also, if you don't have an online, access, and I encourage you to go ahead and call 281-238-CARE, which is C-A-R-E, or 2273. And I just want to make sure we are sending the message as we wanted to help as many people as possible in Fort Bend County. And I encourage you to spread the word, so that those who are in need, those who need to apply, they could go ahead and apply. And with that, is there any? Okay, with that I conclude the discussion. If you have any questions, please go ahead and ask. Okay, and obviously, sorry, still waking up. And with me here, our county auditor, Ed Student, and also the Social Services Director, Ana Gonzalez, if you have any specific question. Thank you. Yeah, go ahead.
Good morning. My name is Ana Gonzalez. I'm the Director of Fort Bend County Social Services. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank Judge George and the commissioners for approving the $19.5 million and the $2 million, $19.5 million for rental assistance and $2 million for utility assistance. This assistance will definitely go a long way in helping county residents. Over the last 3 months, Social Services has received well over 15,000 phone calls and assisted approximately 2,500 residents in Fort Bend County. So certainly this money is needed in Fort Bend County. We also understand that according to the Texas Workforce Commission, over 50,000 people have filed unemployment claims. So it's real important that individuals take the time to look at our website. Again, the website is fortbendcountytx.gov. There is a banner on our website where individuals can go and apply online. Additionally, you can call if you do not have access to internet or you have questions regarding the application process. Please call our telephone number, which is 281-238-CARES. Again, the number is 281-238-CARES. So we have both of those options for you. Please do not be discouraged when you look at our eligibility criteria. We do ask that you please apply. If you're needing the assistance, please apply. One of the things that we know that a lot of individuals that are applying for services or in need of services at this time are individuals who have never applied for services before. So please do not be discouraged. So we encourage you, I cannot say that enough, for you to please apply. Now what I'd like to do is say what I've just said in Spanish. Yo soy Ana González, yo soy la directora de Servicios Sociales del Condado. En estos, le quiero agradecer al juez, KP George, y también todos los comisionarios por las asistencias que nos han dado para ayudar los residentes de nuestro condado con renta y con los útiles. Es muy importante que todos vayan en el internet y busquen la dirección del condado, que viene siendo fortbendcountytx.gov, y también que registren por estos servicios. No se desanimen y por favor pongan su aplicación, porque si ustedes no pueden aplicar o no tenemos suficientes fondos para este momento, vamos a hallar otros fondos para ayudarles. So, también pueden hablar el número de teléfono que viene siendo 281-238-2273, o viene siendo CARES, C-A-R-E-S. Otra vez el número es 281-238-CARES, o el número es 281-238-2273. Muchas gracias.
Thank you, Anna. Thank you, Judge. Ed Sturdivant, County Auditor. I wanted to share with the viewers the plan for the distribution of the funds so that everyone understands how this is going to play out. The Commissioners Court, led by County Judge KP George, has authorized a budget of $19.5 million for rental and mortgage assistance, and also $2 million for utility assistance. The $19.5 million will be allocated in 3 phases. The first phase is the one we kicked off this morning at 8 a.m. The first allocation is $6.5 million. It's intended to fund assistance for the months of June and July. And as Anna mentioned, we want everyone to apply regardless of whether you think you meet the eligibility criteria. Although we expect the demand for these funds to be high, we also have opportunity for other services that Anna's office has available to route others who might not reach these funds, and we can put them in touch with those other resources to ensure that everyone gets the help that they need. The next 2 phases will be $6.5 million each. The second phase will be for August and September, and the last phase will be for October and November. And if we have funds available during these months ahead, we will present to Commissioners Court opportunity to add to these allocations. What's going to be important for all of you to understand is that the demand for these funds is what will drive the Commissioners Court to make the decision to add additional funds to these budgets. So please use the information that Ms. Gonzalez provided you, that the judge provided you. Take advantage of this application period. apply now. Please do not wait, because at the point that we become oversubscribed or we reach the limit of our initial 6.5 million, we will have to temporarily close the application period so that we can work through the applications that we have, and then we will post the date that the next application phase will open. In that period, the court could determine, based on the demand in the first phase, that additional funds will be allocated. So it's very important that you take advantage of this application period. Thank you.
So with that, if you have any question, we welcome if you have any questions.
Judge, you mentioned this is a total of $19.5 million. My question is, how about undocumented people? They could apply for this kind of help?
The applicants are not limited to only documented or citizens. We want everyone who's been damaged by this pandemic to apply. So those who are undocumented should not be concerned in the application process. Their information will be purely used to provide benefits to them, only for that purpose.
Now, there is a specific amount about how many or how much they can receive?
Great question. We have initially, so we can serve as many people as possible, we have set the monthly amount for the rental of the mortgage at a cap of $1,500 and the total for utility assistance at $500. And the utility assistance would cover electric, gas, and water. So $1,500 per month and $500 per month. So a total allocation of $2,000 maximum per applicant per month.
Once that the people just apply, maybe they are thinking in August or September, they can apply again for that?
Yes, and we're going to make that process easy. So if they've already applied, and whether they got in on the first round or they didn't make it in before the funding ran out, we will have their application and we will reach back out to them and ask if they still have a need, and we won't recreate the application process for those applicants. We have their information.
What are the requirements? I know she was saying there were some requirements. What do people need before they go online? What information do they need? Do they need a previous utility bill?
Yes.
Or something? What do they need exactly?
The utility bills, they will need their lease agreement. They'll need their mortgage statement. We have put in there the need for an ID. Our goal there is to have something that identifies the person. We've put the word government ID. That can be a government ID from any place in this world. So we just want to make sure that we're communicating and working with and helping the person that is applying, doing our best to mitigate any potential fraud. With respect to other criteria, the main criteria for being eligible for these funds is, first, you were damaged by this pandemic, and second, you have a need. So the best examples, we know so many have lost their jobs, and that has prevented so many folks from being able to pay their bills and putting them at risk of being evicted or removed from their homes, having their utilities cut off, and that's why these funds are going to do so much good for these folks.
You're giving them funds here on out. What about the people who struggled for the last 3 months, or the last 2 months? Were you guys able to give them help?
We haven't. The Commissioners Court adopted the budget 2 weeks ago, and they put us on task to come up with a program to deliver these funds. And because of the limited amount of funds we currently have, we are focusing on a prospective approach. However, it does not mean that those prior bills are off the table. We just have to do our best to reach as many people as possible that were the most impacted by this pandemic.
That $19 million and that $2 million, how many families do you or how many residents do you expect to help with that?
5,000? 5,000. Of note, as we mentioned, the limited funds, the Commissioners Court also authorized an allocation of $22 million to help our businesses, because we're not going to be able to continue to sustain this level of support for rental and utility assistance. We've got to help those folks get back to work. And the only way we can do that is to help to stimulate those businesses so they can bring their staff back in a safe and effective manner. And that is the next phase of this initiative, which will happen within 2 weeks, is that's the rollout of the Small Business Assistance Program at $22 million.
There is a specific period of time where people just can apply?
Until the funds are exhausted. We wish there were enough funds to serve every person in this county that was hurt. Unfortunately, we did not get an unlimited amount of money from the federal government, so we're taking advantage of that.
So they can apply today through what day? Is it June 12th?
Until we oversubscribe the funds.
And then the 6.5, I guess I'm trying to understand clearly, is you're going to hand out the 6.5 to those that were accepted, and then another 6.5 to the same families.
To the same families, or if they're not still impacted, it will be a new application phase that more folks can apply.
And also, these funds are not going to be paid to the, it's going to be paid to the
Right.
landlord.
We're paying their landlords, their mortgage companies, their utility providers.
So you're not paying the residents directly?
No.
No, and another reason is to make sure that we mitigate any potential fraud, because we want to make sure that the benefit of these funds get to the folks who need it.
So residents that register now, when will these mortgage be, like, how will they be notified? You guys will notify them?
Yes. As soon as they are deemed to be eligible, we will be notifying them, whether by email or phone if they don't have email. We have several communication methods to make sure we get to everyone.
So I can just say you're going to notify them as soon as possible?
Exactly. And you can report that we expect to begin making payments as early as next week. Next week.
When you said that if there was a greater demand, including a reallocation, is that from new money or the money that you have, that you shift, or would it go back to the commissioners for those votes?
It's the same pooled dollars. 134.3 million was handed down from the Department of Treasury. And as we work through the use of those funds with the adopted budget that's in place, we feel we'll be able to show the Commissioners Court that they have other opportunities to redirect those funds, because we have other federal sources that we can move some of those expenditures into, freeing up the dollars in the CARES Act funding that then would allow the court to consider adding funds for this program, small business, or other initiatives.
Out of the original money for the
134.3, correct.
So it could go back to the commissioners for a second vote on the budget allocation?
Yes. It will go back to court.
When will that happen?
As soon as we get through the first application phase.
And also, this is something, I just want to make sure, this is something we will be evaluating on a daily basis, and based as and when the need arises, and we will discuss it further. And like Ed mentioned, we only have certain amount of money, and whatever the best we can do with that money, that's our goal. With that, really appreciate you being here Monday morning, and let's all get back to work, I guess, and I guess you're working. So just let people know, because they need to apply, they need to, irrespective whether, don't make a judgment by themselves, let Anna's team and let Ed's team decide whether they qualify or not. And with that, thank you very much. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. You're a busy man. And you're the